my name is Agata. Welcome in Agata's Cottage. Today I have another Friday Sews for you. A hashtag Friday Sews was organized by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Under this hashtag, bloggers from around the world are chatting every Friday about their makes, about their plans for the coming week, a little bit about their life, and sometimes they will chat about the theme that Jen suggested. So I thought that I will start with the theme that Jen suggested because it's very broad one. Jen asked us what part of sewing process we love the most. And I think I love it all for various reasons. I love the design process. It gets my creative juices going. And sometimes when I have a design in my head, it's just, or the fabric combination or color combination, it just don't go away. It bothers me until I will give it a try. Actually, I have one like that in my head now. A few weeks ago, I shared a free pattern by the French designer called Tribeca Blouse. And when we were at Beyond the Pink Door open day, I spotted the fabric that I thought it would be perfect for it. And then someone was buying small checkered cotton, and there was a light bulb in my head that this checkered cotton, it's kind of like a gingham, would look great as an accent in that blouse versus the navy background of the main cotton and the flowers and everything. So I bothered Andrea to do me a favor and have a look how those two will look together, because it didn't pop in my head to check it on a day. It's just, it was so busy I completely forgot. And I just bought those two fabrics, so they will arrive hopefully with my Think Pink box. And I can't wait to make them into a blouse. Of course, I need to do the muslin first because I haven't done woven blouse in ages. So, you know, and I haven't done any of the designers patterns before, so I don't know how their bodies will fit me, and you know, I need to do the narrow shoulder adjustment and FBA and sway back, etc. So it's better to do muslin and not to waste precious fabric, especially that I have this blouse, actually this specific pattern, in my head for last few weeks, and almost every other fabric, woven fabric I see in my stash, I think what accent I should add to turn it into that blouse, because I love the overall design so much. So hopefully in a few weeks time I will be able to show you my blouse. So that's the design process. I do like putting the patterns together. I know it's odd. I like tracing patterns, and I know it's odd as well, but it allows me to understand construction of the garment more when I kind of follow the lines, when I'm drawing them, when I'm tracing it, or if I'm putting them together, when I'm trying to match everything. It's just, it goes like a puzzle pieces in my head. I'm wired this way. I'm good at finding details and at finding things that, you know, something is missing or something doesn't go well, or there is an error in the data. I'm good at finding those things. Even though I'm a creative person, you would think that it's more mathematical thing, but it's no. In my case, it's kind of a feeling, but it's weird anyway. So I do like putting patterns together. I do like tracing them. It's just different stage of the sewing process. I think cutting is my least favorite part but mainly because I cut on our sitting room floor, so that requires cleaning the floor and, you know, more steaming and stuff like that. And I hate cleaning. I honestly hate cleaning. So that's the least favorite part of sewing process for me. But I still like cutting out when I have, you know, everything prepared and I lay down pattern pieces, and I can get a bit smarter with how I use my fabric, and I will get larger remnant of the fabric left than expected. It makes me happy, because then, you know, creative juices are going. What other fabric in my stash or in my remnant box I can use with that remnant to create something else. So it's just how my brain works. I do like sewing. Like Alice liked the sewing part the most. She said, like, it's not fair that you spend so much time cutting, tracing patterns and other stuff, and only like 10% on the sewing machine. But that's how the sewing looks like. It's not that you are sitting constantly at the machine and sewing. But I do love sewing as well. And I love my sewing machine and my overlocker. I can always laugh that I got Jaguar for my 40th birthday, because my husband got me a Jaguar 099 for my birthday a few years ago. So I can always say I got the Jaguar for the 40th. No one, you know, majority of people, non-sewing people, think I got a car. And yeah, and it's funny. What else? And I do like putting finishing touches. I do like adding label if needed. I do like hand sewing last few stitches where needed, or not back tacking on the machine and just putting the needle, the thread through the normal hand sewing needle and tying the threads normal old-fashioned way. It's those finishing touches for me are something that really puts apart homemade garment or handmade garment from shop bought stuff, because you know that they are done well, you know that all those finishing little bits are done and they are done well, uh, so you know you can wear something with pride and joy and it will last you ages. And actually I will show you example of slow sewing and slow finishing. So last week I haven't done much sewing wise. I finished just one thing, which is very unusual for me, let's be honest. But I had a busy week. On Monday my friend Orla came over with a visit, and we had great time and we were chatting for hours. Then on Tuesday my friend Josie came over and we were chatting and we had a nice time together. So, you know, and on Tuesday I decided that my sewing space is a dump. And in fairness, it was. I will be honest and I will pop the picture of how it looked before and how it looked after. I haven't properly cleaned my sewing space, not cleaned, organized my sewing space since before Christmas. You know, and I have been sewing, you know, I've been putting things away and cleaning the threads and everything. But over last 2 weeks, everything got kind of mental and dumped, one on top of another. And I couldn't find anything. And on Tuesday, I was looking for microtext needles that should be in my special box where I have my needle stash. But they weren't there. I had size 60, but I didn't have size 70. And I knew that size 70 is somewhere. Because I remember, if I finish, the moment when I finish one set of needles, I go into my cart on Ecobee website and I add the needles that I just finished. And I know that I have a spare one in my sewing stash. Because if I don't do that, I keep breaking needles. It's you know, like sports people, they have their own little quirks. Like, for example, they wear special sock for every single match in order to win. So for me, not to break needles, I need to always have a spare one, a spare box, full spare box in my sewing box. That's how it works. I'm not superstitious. It's the one thing that I'm actually am, because every single time when I didn't have the spare ones, I would break needles in tens, not one, two, in tens. So it's cheaper this way. Anyway, so I clean up my space. It took me whole day, like on and off. I will have 10 minutes, I will come over, clean it up, I will go pick up Alice from school. So she was doing homework, I was helping her with homework for a bit, then I come back, clean a bit more, etc, etc. So it took me most of Tuesday afternoon to do it, but it's done and dusted, and it already got messy a bit, but about that in a minute. So on Tuesday evening I start working on finishing the hipster dress. So I started hipster dress. I cut it out actually in November. It was part of my November plans. I think it was November or October even. And as always, projects for me are put away for whenever I have a time. So this was put away and away and away, and I started it again 2 weeks ago. Just do a few bits, had to stop, finish some other projects. So I decided, okay, it's time to go back and actually finish it. And I spent on and off Wednesday and Thursday with bits, doing here 10 minutes, 15 minutes here. Basically, when I had 10 minutes free, I will come over upstairs and sew for a bit. And I took my time with it, and I'm very happy I did. It gave me a bit of perspective and more enjoyment comparing to my usual sewing, because I'm usually very fast sewer. I will just go through everything that needs to be done one after another, and I will batch sew or batch cut, stuff like that. But this one I was just very, very slow. So fabric, it's from Ecobee. I got it few months ago. It's brushed sweatshirting. Okay, I will show you the back. Look how fluffy it is. It has those little glitter spots, and pattern is Hipster dress by Ellie and Mac. I do love that pattern. It's very comfortable dress. It's very simple, plain dress, but it has nice big pockets. I will show you the big pockets. See, I can put my whole hand in. And actually, I did the pockets in the reverse. Normally, you will try to have the fabric from here on the inside, but it has this glitter, and my skin on my hands is extremely sensitive, and I like to feel cozy. So I decided comfort over fashion, and I did the fluffy side for the inside, because you know your hands will be nice and warm. I wasn't sure about the color of the neckband, so I had few options. I had the gray that I used. I had ivory that was kind of like this color. I had khaki green that was very similar to leaves, and I have mustard that could look like the glittery flowers. So I couldn't decide. I did ask on Instagram, but there was no suggestions of what should I choose. So I end up standing in front of the mirror and trying different colors on me, which one will wash me the least. Let's call it like that. So I decided to go with gray. It did look the bestest. So I did cuffs in gray and neckband. Clean neckband is pieced from two pieces. You will see it here. So there are two seams here. I just didn't want to use another strip of the ribbing when I had perfectly fine piece like that, so I just use this. It won't bother me. And what else? And it's very comfortable. Made it cuff length. I use stretch interfacing in the band, so the band is relatively deep. I wanted to give it a tiny bit more structure because this sweatshirting has tendency to stretch a lot. And I did slits for around 30 centimeters, so it's a cuff length, so it will be probably going around my knee. And I don't have a picture in it yet. I just tried it on when I was making it. I haven't had the chance to take a proper picture. Hopefully I will one day. No, I will try to do it next week, or I will wear it for my next Friday, so you can see it on me. I finished the neckband with jersey strip. Okay, I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna show you, because a lot of people ask me over on Instagram about this, how I do it. So that's how I finish the neckband. What often I do, when I do hoodies, I will use woven bias binding, or I will use twill tape just to stabilize the neckband, because neckband will get stretchy. And with stuff like hoodies, hood is relatively heavy, because I usually do lined hoodies, so they are heavy enough that I believe that adding the twill tape or the woven bias binding adds more structure and it let it last longer. So for stuff like t-shirts and dresses, not always, only when I remember, I add the jersey strip. So what I do, I will actually show you on the front, and I have a strip of jersey here. You know, when you are cutting out projects and you have those odd random long strips left when you will cut, for example, on the bottom or on the side. So I usually keep them, and I trim them to, not trim them, like I would just use 3 to 4 centimeters, sometimes 2.5 centimeter strips. So this will do for 2 makes. I think it's 4.5 centimeters wide, or almost 5. So what I do while attaching the neckband, I usually do the basting stitch on my neckband just to make sure it lies flat and I'm happy with how it looks like. And then I do it on overlocker. So when I'm getting to the stage of doing overlocker, I will go and look for my shoulder seams and try to, like the strips, they don't have to go shoulder seam to shoulder seam. I aim for it, but if it's shorter, it's fine. It's just, for me, it's important that it's just this bit where my skin gets very sensitive, that I protect it from any rubbing. And even though the thread I'm using is very soft and very nice, sometimes my skin is too sensitive, so it's good to have extra layer of protection. And it's nice, it's less rubbing on smooth jersey than on on the seam. So what I will look for half of my strip, look where half of my piece is, so I will go like that. Okay, so here's half of my neckband. Assume it's a back neckband, and I will, okay, I'm not sure if you can see, I will do this basically. So right side of my strip to the back of the neckband, and I will overlock it all together with very mild stretching, like very tiny stretching. So after it's stretched, after it's sewn, you will have something flopping like that basically. And I just go Wait, I'm gonna trim that and I'm gonna try to show it properly. By the way, my favorite tiny scissors, they are fabric scissors by Teva. They're actually Alice fabric scissors, but we keep them on my sewing desk because they are great for like quick little things. And of course my cutting won't be perfect now because my hands are shaking, you know, performance anxiety and stuff like that. But I did remember to change my glasses today, so I don't have to keep looking over them. I'm very proud of myself today. So let's go back. So assume that's the back of the neckband. After you attach your neckband with the strip, it will look like that. Okay, so what I do then, I fold my jersey strip over the seam allowance and I go under seam allowance like that, and then I do little invisible stitch by hand. And I love doing it by hand because it gives you time to appreciate all the effort you put in, plus you can watch TV. I think what I watched yesterday when I was finishing it, oh, I was actually catching up on Star Trek, the movies, because I haven't, like, we watched them years ago when they come out, but I slept through most of them, so I thought that, you know, they pop out on my Amazon Prime, so I thought, oh, you know, I'll give it a try. But anyway, it took me maybe 10 minutes to do it. You can of course watch videos. Like when I was making this dress, I was catching up on Adele from Sew for Serenity. I think I catch up on 3 or 4 of her videos. So that's my hipster dress. I do love it. It's very comfy and I highly recommend trying a bit of slow sewing. I haven't had any labels to that dress because, in fairness, I'm not big on wearing labels for myself. It's just, I don't know, it's just an everyday dress. What else I have to talk to you today about? Oh, some people ask about my health update. So I had doctor appointments today, this week, and I had blood tests done and some other tests done. So my doctor is referring me to specialist for my sinuses and my ear. So we will see if the upper respiratory infections are caused by any problems with my ear and my sinuses. I'm feeling okay. I haven't had any fever. So let's hope, touch the wood, I don't know, fingers crossed, that it will be all fine. So if I know more, I will let you know more. But I'm feeling okay. I was a bit tired this week, but it was just all the excitement from last weekend. I have some fabrics to show you. Don't remember if I don't know if you remember when a few weeks ago I mentioned that I ordered some fabrics from Poland. And in general, I don't buy fabrics from Poland anymore. I can get the same quality here, and the fabrics here are a bit more expensive than what I will get from Poland, even including shipping. But I'm all about supporting local businesses, so I buy fabrics here. But as I mentioned, there was one print that I couldn't get anywhere else. So while paying for the postage or for the courier fee specific amount, I had specific weight that I could get into, so I bought a few more fabrics just to get so it's worthwhile basically. So I got 4 fabrics. I got more, but 2 are still drying and the rest is just black ribbing, black French terry and black jersey. I just had a bit of weight left over, so I asked the shop owner to just add me black jersey and French terry to go with whatever I have. So you know that Alice loves cats. So I asked the owner of the shop, does she have any prints with cats? And she said she might have a remnant, 1 meter or something like that, of a cat print. And she sent me the picture. So I had to take it. Alice loves it. Like, she saw it, and the squeak she made, this basically, it was almost soundless. And all dogs in the area start howling because she went into the high pitched noises, but she loves it. Chris is freaked out by this print, and it makes me laugh because I think 2 years ago we had print with, I think they were little Yorkie doggies, um, and I made Alice jumper and the skirt in it, and Chris was like freaked out every time when he saw her because they were looking at him. So it's the same story with this cat print. So I have 1 meter of it. So I'm going to be very smart, and I will make her 2 or 3 hoodies just with the front in this in various sizes. So I will make size for now, and next size, and the following size using remnants, so she can get as much of that print as possible, and she can freak daddy as much as possible. She has great fun of freaking him out. The next one is just the plain gray jersey with the foil golden suns or daisies or whatever it is. I thought it would be good for just not so basic t-shirt. I'm thinking galaxy tee, so hopefully I will make something over the summer. It will be, it's lightweight. I think it's 200 grams, so it's slightly lighter than the jersey I get from Ecobee, but it will do. The next one is this. So it's double-sided fabric. It's jersey on the front, and it's the furry fleece, like it's not a brushed, it's just a fur on the back, and it's so soft. So I haven't seen that fabric anywhere in Ireland, that type of fabric. I had a pink one from the same shop that I bought a few years ago, and Alice has coatigan in it that she wears at home, kind of like when it's cold and when she wants to feel cozy. So she outgrew it, and she's very sad. So I promise I will make her something like a bathrobe in it. I have 2 meters, so that will be plenty, so she can wrap herself around and feel cozy after bath. And in general, she does like wearing bathrobe around the house when it's cold, even before the shower. But I'm the same. Now, the last one, and the fabric that actually caused me to do the parcel from Poland, is this horse print. I just adore it. So I have 2 meters of it, and I'm planning to make Alice a jumper dress in front, like in this fabric with gray background or peach background. I need to check what fabrics I have in my stash that will go well with it. Maybe maroon, because I think maroon will look nice with it as well. And I'm gonna keep the rest to make her something for the next year and the next year, because I know that she adores that print, and I've been gonna search for it for almost 2 years to get it back. I had same print but in different color wave that I used for her dress, and I still have some tiny remnants left that I'm trying to put into a hoodie, but I don't know, like a zipped hoodie, but I don't know if I will make it because they are very small remnants. So yeah, that's all my fabrics from Poland, and I think that's all for today. Oh, I think I'm talking a lot today. am I? Okay, what I'm planning for next week. So I have Clio hoodie cut out. I'm putting together pattern for elevated blazer, and hopefully I will have it finished today, and I will cut it out and do it for next week. And I'm working on 2 hoodies for Alice that actually I cut them out last summer just before I sprained my ankle, and I haven't had the chance to do them. They are like lightweight hoodies, so they're for early autumn spring, so there was no need to do them when my feet start feeling better, because by then Alice needed warmer hoodies, but they are for now, and they are in the size that she still fits in. So hopefully I will finish them over at the weekend, and she can wear them next week, and I can share. They are both made using remnants, so I will share with you some fun patterns. They are from Motobre magazine, but they should be easy enough to hack using any hoodie pattern or any jumper pattern. So I think I will prepare the video about something like that. Of course, if you're interested. Anyway, I better finish, because I think it's school time. School will be finishing soon, and I need to pick up Alice. So, thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Thank you to all new subscribers. I'm very happy you're here with us. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for watching and coming back. What else? And if you can, please share my channel with everyone, so we can get more people to like and comment and share the love. Anyway, don't forget to clean up your sewing machine and let me know what are your plans for coming days. Are you planning to do any sewing for Paddy's Day, because it's coming? Oh, and what do you like about sewing process the most, and what you don't like about sewing process? Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye. Again, I forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. So it's my cuddle tunic, the one that I made for Andrea's open day. I love this dress. It's just so comfortable. I will pop the video here of how it looks when I'm moving and when you can see almost whole me. But anyway, the fabric is very, very soft. It's brushed sweatshirting. Cuffs and bands are in the ribbing from my stash, and this part here is the sweatshirting, the peach skin sweatshirting from the last Think Pink box, and I adore this pattern. I adore this fabric. It's one of the most comfortable things I ever wore, and it hides mommy thumb well, so I highly recommend this pattern if you need to hide, or you want to hide mommy thumb, which I do like to hide mommy thumb. At some age it's just hard to get rid of it. Anyway, bye.